Hey everyone. So this hair braid tutorial is really for those days that, you just don't have time to straighten or curl your hair and your hair is greasy and you don't know what to do with it. Like look at this mane right now. It's out of control. So I am going to show you what I like to do when I still want to look presentable and look like a different hairstyle. You want to mix it up. You don't want to wear like your hair in a ponytail, curly, straight, and that's it. So here are the things you are going to need. You are going to need a hairbrush. This one's disgusting, sorry. You're going to need a comb. You are going to need about 3 elastic little hair ties, these tiny ones, 3 of them. I am probably going to use this gel. You want like a soft gel. You don't really, well, it's up to you, but I like to use just a soft one that isn't so intense. This is probably going to be mainly for girls that have long hair because it's hard to do a braid when you have short hair. I'm sorry. And if you really want to go the extra mile, some extensions just for length. So this is just my 2-clip one. This is all I really put in. So let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to go ahead and give my extension a little brush there. And I'm just going to brush through this guy. All right. So now what we're going to do is, let me get my handy dandy mirror here so I can see what I'm doing. You are going to want, it's really up to you the way you want to do this. I like to do a side part all the way down. So you're going to section off your hair almost like you're going to do pigtails. So what I do is, that didn't go well. So first I part my hair. And then this part is a little tricky. You might want to ask somebody who can see. Every time I ask JD, he's like, oh, that looks good. And the line's like, so you might want to ask somebody who knows what a straight line looks like. So from this part here at the back, I am going to do my best to drag it all the way down. So I'm going to show you guys, and hope no one's home with me because, well, JD leaves like at the crack of dawn for work. So I'm going to show you guys, and hopefully it is a straight line. So that's what that should look like. Hopefully that's straight. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to section this part off. I wish I had a normal hair tie because I don't want to tie it with the elastic. Oh well, I'll just put it up with my clip. So now what I'm going to do, you should know, I should have said this before, but I hope you know how to French braid because that's necessary. So first what I'm going to do is go ahead and French braid this part, almost like I said you're going to do French braid pigtails, so down like this. So what you do, I'm going to try and explain this the best way I know how. You're going to section off a little piece like this, separate it into 3, and then you're just going to start to braid. So you do 1 little braid like that, and then you take some. Then you do the same to this side. You like do 1 step of the braid, and then you take some more hair. Do another step of the braid, and then see how I'm pulling from where the part should be, I hope, and then another braid. Get really in there, guys. So then you take some more hair and braid. I mean, I think you get the idea. So I'm just going to keep going here. Again, I'm pulling from where I hope the part is. I hope that's where the part is, and then I just keep braiding. You just kind of want to attach that piece of hair that you just pulled into one section that you're holding. So then once you don't have any more hair to pull through, you're just going to go ahead and just braid the rest of this. I like to do mine really like I really like tight braids when I'm just starting because I'll tell you why. I have layers and my hair is really fried. So when I don't do a loose braid, I get a lot of like, I'm sorry, when I do a loose braid, my I just get a bunch of little hairs that fall out, which is going to happen either way. So I just deal with it. But if I find, I'll show you a trick that I do right now. So if I do it really tight at first and then pull them apart to make it look fuller, I don't know. That's just what I like to do. That's a little trick I have. So I will show you that once the time comes. So I am pretty much braiding this all the way to the bottom. So that extension that I showed you is optional. I really do it for a little more length, even though my extensions aren't much longer than my actual hair. So now I'm going to just take my elastic and tie the bottom of this. Tightly wound. So now moving on to this. Now we're done. Just kidding. So I'm going to take this down and I'm going to just start the same process on this side. So you take, I want to say like a little triangle shape. Like see how this isn't like all the way down here, and I kind of did the same thing here. So I feel like the triangle sets you up to go this way as opposed to down, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the same thing. Pull 3 pieces. Do 1 braid. Take another section of hair here, pull that through. Another section of the braid. More hair. Pull that through. So on and so forth. I hope you're catching the drift here. It's kind of hard to show you. My hands are in the way, I get that, but I hope you understand that it's kind of necessary. So I'm just doing the same thing, but the difference with this side of the head is that we aren't going to do all of this hair, and I'll show you why. So I'm still taking from where, I hope you can see this, where the part is, and just pulling through. Come on, man. It's a little hair that just isn't working with me. So really what I'm going to do, like what I'm going up to really, or the place you're going to want to stop. See how I'm not pulling from the back anymore? All I'm really pulling from here are these front hairs. So this here will be my last one. So I really only pull it to where like the section of hair right above my ear. And I'm going to just braid the rest of this, kind of pulling it away from my head because we are going to wrap it around our head, kind of. So I'm going to show you the back. This is really where I stopped pulling from the back of my hair. I don't know if you can see that, but so I left all of this part of my hair down. So now what I'm going to do is just continue to braid here. Essentially, we're going to put this braid and this first one here that we already did, we're going to tie it into a braid with this, if that makes any sense. I think it does. I hope so. All right. Gotta grab my elastic guy here. All right. So I'm almost at the end here, finally. This takes forever when you have long hair. And that should be good enough. So I'm going to take another one of my elastics and just secure this braid here. So now, to give the effect, oh yeah, look at that, that's really cute. So to give the effect that you have really full hair, you're just going to want to tug at your braid. You're going to want to separate it a little bit, like so. And it makes it look like you've just got a ton of hair. Oh, but don't mess up your braid like I almost just did right now. So I'm just kind of pulling it apart here. You see how bigger it looks now? Look at, it's huge. That's what she said. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. You want to be really careful on these parts because you don't want to pull the hair completely loose. So I'd say like any part that's attached to your, like stuck to your head, be careful. Like this one, you can get a little more aggressive, if you will, with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it apart a little bit. Be gentle. All right, so now that our braids are a little bit fuller, I am going to show you what we do next, but I have to turn around, so I'll just speak louder so you can hear me. We are going to take our extensions and make sure they are unclipped. And what I am going to do is, with the hair that is still remaining down here, I'm going to lift it up and clip in my extensions attached to this hair. Okay, so now that my extensions are clipped in, don't worry if it's only hanging on by a little bit of hair, because we're gonna wrap the hair around it anyway. So let the rest of the hair fall down, and I'm back. So now what you're gonna do is pull all of the excess hair, like all of the one that is not in a braid, to your left side or whichever way you're doing it. And you are going to kind of tame it out a little bit with your hands. Just make sure you don't pull your extension out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up a little higher so you can see here. So with this hair here, I'm going to separate it into 3. Can you see that? Nope. I just run my 2 fingers through, you guys. That's really how I separate them. So here we go. We have 3 pieces. So now with this side that's the furthest away from my head, the last part, I'm going to tuck that braid mixed with that section of hair. This one here on this side, you guys, I'm going to wrap it and connect it to the first strand of hair. Okay? So now you should still have 3 pieces of hair to start your braid, but your braids, these braids should be in the mix. So now all you're going to do is braid that along with it. I kind of like to wrap my hair around the part where I can feel the elastic, just so that doesn't show really. So here we go. I'm just doing a braid. It's a lot of braiding in this video, yeah. So this is what you're going to do here. Just braid it. God, it's already been an hour, 7:30. I gotta get going. Alrighty. So, again, all the way to the very end. And what you're gonna do, okay, this hurts. I'm gonna get down because you guys get the idea. So, this one I kind of do all the way to the end just because the hairs at the bottom look like straw, kind of. So. I'm at the end now, and what I'm going to do is take my very last elastic, and I am just going to, ta-da, done and done. So now really the last thing I do is kind of the same thing. I just pull the little braid apart a little bit. You gotta be careful though, I'm telling you that now, because you don't want like it to just all of a sudden be like falling apart on you. Alright you guys, so that's really it. I'll show you the back. So see, I don't know if you guys can see it here, but you can see my extension. So sometimes what I like to do is lift this braid unclip it and drag it down a little bit and clip it again. That way my braid hides it. So that way, you know, no one sees it. So that is it here. That's it there. And you turn around and it's ta-da. So now really the last step, if you really want to, if your hair is just a little bit crazy, which mine kind of is, like I said, I have a lot of little flyaways. I just like to take the teeniest bit of gel or mousse. Honestly, like look at how much I have. It's tiny. So I just get that and I really just calm away the little flies, the fly guys here. And that's it. That is your hair braid. So, I mean, it took me, this video is at about almost 16 minutes, and that's just because I really talked through it and showed you guys, but this hairstyle really takes me like a good 10 minutes or less. So that's quick for me. So I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that you learned something cool, and I will see you guys very soon. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and please let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Thanks, guys. Bye.